Hi, and welcome to A Wedding in the Philippines. This is two Filipinos getting married and what you need to know at a wedding of the Filipinos. What they do, what the custom, what I've learned from just observing this and putting it together. So, here is a wedding. You're going to learn the custom like putting their hand on your forehead. That's the father in law and then going to the wedding. So this is them getting ready to the wedding. So I want you to understand, because sometimes when I saw uh, them dressed up in clothing and stuff like that, oh, everybody's doing well. But that's not really necessary the case. What you're witnessing here is they're leaving their village and going to a particular place to have the wedding. And when they're going to this wedding, they're going to go ahead and start getting ready for the wedding. They're going to rent a hotel room and get ready for a wedding. So they're leaving their village. Well, how they live isn't portrayed all the time in the pictures that you may see. I want you to notice carefully the dress code. I want you to look definitely at what's going on. Now, all of those clothes that they're going to have at this wedding, those ones participating in it, they're going to be clothing that is rented, and then the next person gets married again. And so that's how it works in the Philippines. So this is the hotel room. This is them getting ready for the wedding. Once you start understanding that this is technically what a Filipino sees another one of her friends do to get married, and they all know what a marriage looks like to them and what they would like. And so when you see this, you'll understand when you get with a Filipino, this is what she's anticipating her wedding to be like. Where her bride comes up to her and say, "Oh, take my hand." And her mother's there, her father's there, all of their friends are there. Now they want that exactly as is. Those rented tuxedos, those are on you. Those rented gowns, those are on you. So these families are very proud on both sides. They want to make sure that their family is represented. So those older men that you see around here, they're very proud men of their families and how the two families are coming together. So imagine if you're getting married and you don't have a crowd of people on your side. So think about that. Or you haven't made friends. So it's not a rush to get into a marriage because this is what they're anticipating, having multiple friends there. Now, there's a reason for having a lot of people at this wedding as well. Not that just you taking the hand of a woman that you love, not just that, but also because this is a very important time for her and the people around her. They're going to be talking once they get back to their village or whatever province they stay. And so that's going to be important for you to recognize that even though this is a enjoyable and happy time, is that as soon as this is over with, they go back to their village because they rent the room out maybe one day, but there's almost like 6 or 7 people living in that one room to get ready for this particular person's wedding. So they come up there knowing, anticipating, and enjoying themselves. Now, here's another thing you didn't know. At most of these weddings like this, the reception hall and all of that will not have wine or liquor of any sort because a lot of these churches hold frowns on having that type of stuff. So there may be food, but there won't be any alcohol. So let's keep that in mind also because these are some important tic tacs that you need to know as well. After the wedding, they're gonna have the vows mentioned and stuff like that, and it's more like a traditional wedding. But I want you to notice something that happens after this part is over with and we get to the reception hall. Because I noticed something and I said to myself, wow, this is amazing because everyone needs to be on the same page. The type of Filipino that you invite to your wedding is going to be just as important as the ones who are not at the wedding. And let me tell you an example. I'm going to show you what I notice that happens is when you get people who have somewhat wealth at your wedding, that bodes lots and favorable for you when it's time to do a reception because people at your wedding are there to give shower gifts on the bride and groom. And so everyone all of these dresses, like I said, most of them in the tuxedo are all rented, and they go put that, they give that stuff back to whoever's the bride, the over this weddings, and then the next person comes in and they switch, they just do it all over again. And so this is basically almost costumish. And so see those presents that are brought up, a lot of those presents are for the church for hosting the event. So these are very important knickknacks that you need to recognize. So keep that in mind as well. Now, when we finish doing the vows and the wedding is going in this capacity, I want you to notice what happens next. And so this is the roundabout of everyone sitting there and enjoying themselves, but at the same time, if you were there sitting there, you're nervous. But everyone in there is having a wonderful and enjoyable time. And so once the priest gives all of his conversations and people are there, the children, the family members are all happy. This is what their ideal wedding is when you look at what your fiance or your girlfriend may be looking for. And do you notice the number of people in this wedding? Now, these people aren't rich or nothing like that, but they have put their money together to have this wedding to go on. And this isn't just their money. This is family members helping them out to get this wedding to go on the way it has to do. So that's very important to recognize also. And this is a one-day event, so all of that's very important. And so after they've done all the ceremonial things, we then go into the reception hall. And so I want you to notice the reception hall and what take place. You see the photographer, he's there as well. Write that down. All of those things going to be important on what she's looking forward to. And that's why I thought that this would be helpful to people who are going to the Philippines like myself and seeing what we are anticipating on maybe one day having or knowing what to do. And so if you like the video, please press the like button. That'll help me do more of them, as well as the subscribe button, because I'm going to be anticipating on doing more of these in-depth studies of the Philippines before arriving there. So you don't want to wait till the last minute to know all of this. Now here's the reception hall, which isn't far from the church itself. So everything is almost rehearsed. And so everything is ready. They're at the reception hall. This is in the area where this is the area where soon the food's gonna come out, but also this is the area where they are praying showered on the bride and groom. And I want you to notice something that happens. Sorry about the twisting and the turning of the so everyone else comes in the reception hall, and here comes the bride and groom, as well as those who are in the wedding. And this is something that when you look around, I want you to anticipate what you're seeing and what you're noticing. And because this has to take place. Now, the night before the wedding, these folks go into the reception and practice what they are to do. And so that's all done choreographic as to what to take place, where they're going to sit, what happens next. Third. So the night before, they're there. That's why they rent the room. And then they're practicing what they are to do. And so that's key with understanding the timeline. So it's just like a traditional wedding that would take place in another country. But this takes place, if you look, I also want you to see the back of the heads of a lot of the grown, older men in here. These are very proud men who represent their families. And they're there as wedding guests. But you see the seating. Take a look at that as well. Those are going to be very crucial to understand the seating. The dress code. Look carefully at that as well. Because all of that gives you an indication that a lot of these folks are from the Providence or from their towns. And they have just come there to enjoy the wedding as well. Now, there's another tradition that takes place, and I was very happy to catch it on camera. And do you notice, if you look carefully at it, you'll see the position of the bride, and she's sitting front and center on the stage. If you notice that carefully, there's a reason for that. And then there's music being played. I muted the music, but there's music being played now. But the music takes place at a certain intervals and interview of this. Different areas of the reception hall. But the music is there because they have a custom that takes place. I want you to watch it as we show you the bride and groom are now entering, and you're going to see where she is positioned to sit shortly. And so I want you to see it. And then there's another thing that takes place. I want you to notice that as well. And that's going to be key for us. Family members, they'll know this. You may not. And so these are some things that this is what your Filipino may anticipate her wedding to be like. This is their custom. This is what they do. And so if you like the video, please press the like button again. I admonish that because I really want this thing to grow so I can be able to send you more video and put more information out. I've got 3 more videos that I have on different subjects. I want you to know this about all this mission material because I want to learn it. Now here is when different family members come up one at a time and place money in a roll going down the way to the bride. And so you're watching family members from different family members put money on the ground, which is their tradition. And different members will come in there and put the money on the ground. Now it'll go as long and as far as the family will have it to go. So you're seeing the wealth of the family as a whole. Remember, it's all about family. So these family members are also watching each other put the money down. And at the end of this, the bride will wait. The groom will meet at the very end of it. Now I want you to notice that. Now this is all those, remember I told you the back of the heads of those men. It's men, women, it's even some children are putting the money down. But these are all keys to showing how they wish the best. This is all that's saying. They're wishing the best for that family, for this new family to be wealthy and to make it. And so you see now the music's playing, but I muted that. But now they'll tell the bride, the groom, okay, groom, go ahead and collect the money. And so as he picks up the money, he's dancing his way up. He's dancing his way up to the bride. And this is what and he presents this from the family to the bride. And so these are some inside scoops that you'll see that is part of their tradition. So it's not like, I want you to get your thinking together to say, it's not like the justice of the peace, and then that's not how they do it in the Philippines. It's all about the family and understanding the pride they get from sending their loved ones in holy matrimony to be married and have some type of status as far as their community is concerned. So I thought that was really, really helpful. I hope you like this video. I hope you can study the video a little bit more too, so you'll have a better understanding. Even when it comes to the decorations on the table, I looked at that. You're also gonna see the position of the different people in the video. Study that as well, because you'll understand that these are different customs that take place, that the bride center, the girls who are brides go around, and then you notice that there's 2 types of dresses being worn by the people who are circling her as well. So those are things to keep in mind. The color scheme, who has the other color dress, is that the maiden of honor, is that the bridesmaids, which one is what. If you look carefully, you can distinguish the difference of them all. And so I thought this was very helpful. This is the wedding that we've got an inside scoop on. And I hope this was, like I said, I hope this was helpful to you as you study this. And so everyone here is having an enjoyable time at this wedding. And there are some key how big the hall is, and what these are other potential wives coming up. So think about it. You may meet one of these people in the Philippines in this wedding. So I thought this would be helpful to you. So that way you know day before you meet your Filipino of what they're looking for before they head to their village or homes, because this is how it ends. It ends with them driving back to their place, and they're back to the real world of how they really live, and it's back to the grind. So I thought this would be helpful. I hope you like this video. Please press the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time with my next video next week. You have a good one.